Hey, sports fans, Stan the Man with a winning way plan to make you money on April 27th, 2025. Okay, let's take a look at some baseball action today. Let's start with four totals, including game one of a doubleheader at Yankee Stadium between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. We like that game one to go over 9 runs. Also in Cleveland today, the Red Sox playing at the Guardians. We like that game going under 8 runs. Another game that we actually like the game going over, that's in Detroit, the game between the Orioles and the Tigers. We like that game going over 7.5 runs. And in San Diego, a game between the Rays and the Padres, we like that going over 8 runs. Okay, let's take a look at some sides in Major League Baseball. Let's go back to Yankee Stadium for game one of that doubleheader. Reason they're playing the doubleheader is because they got rained out yesterday. So today in game one, we like the Yankees minus 185 against the Blue Jays. Now, Max Fried is starting for the Yankees. He's 4-0 on the year. We think he's going to go 5-0 today. All right, right after that in game two, why don't we switch sides and go with the Blue Jays, a plus 145 in that game. And we like the Blue Jays in game two of the doubleheader against the Yankees. All right, at 1:40 Eastern time, a game between the Tigers and the Orioles in Motown. We like the Tigers at home, minus 205. A lot of juice to lay, but we really like the Tigers in this game, minus 205. Okay, another game that we like at 1:35 Eastern time. How about the New York Mets? They're minus 155 at the Washington Nationals. I like the Mets to win this game against the Nationals, so the Mets minus 155 on the money line. And two more games to look at, actually three more games to look at. At 3:10 Eastern time in Colorado, I like the Cincinnati Reds. They're minus 155 at the Rockies. And two games that have a 4:10 Eastern time start on the West Coast. I like the Dodgers to beat the Pirates and to win that series, but you know the Dodgers are minus 325. I know that's a lot of juice to lay. So if you want to parlay that with something, here's the game I really like. I know I said yesterday that there was no way that Tampa Bay would beat the Padres, and they did. The Padres have not been hitting the ball the last couple of days, but they're going to turn it around today, I promise you. That's one of the reasons we've got that Rays-Padres game going over 8 runs. I think the Padres get the best of the Rays today. So the Padres are minus 120. If you want to parlay that with the Dodgers to win, that would be a plus 140 on most sports books. So, I'm going to say Dodgers to win and the Padres to win in a parlay for plus 140. But if you want to go the Dodgers minus 325 and lay all that juice, okay, or just the Padres minus 120, I think that's a good idea too. Okay, that's it for Major League Baseball today. Let's take a look at the NBA. I know yesterday, we hit with the Golden State and we hit with Miami. We didn't do so well with Oklahoma City at Memphis, but here's what I like today. I do like the Pistons, but let's do this. That Pistons-Knicks game from Detroit at 1 Eastern time on ABC. I like the Pistons plus 5.5. Now they're a 2.5-point favorite on a lot of books. So we're gonna do a 3-item 8-point teaser here. Let's do this. Let's do the Pistons plus 5.5. Let's have that game going under 225.5. And let's also add the Celtics. I don't think the Celtics are going to lose again in Orlando. They got beat by 2 points the other day. I like the Celtics in this 8-item teaser. They're a 7.5-point favorite. So we'll take the Celtics from minus 7.5 to plus 0.5 point. Basically a money line play there in this 3-item 8-point teaser. That's a minus 110 on most sports books. If you don't like that, I do think that the Pistons will beat the Knicks today. And I like that game to go under. And it's under 217.5. I personally think if we push that up to 225.5, I like that on a 3-item teaser. Okay. One other game in the NBA that I really like, and it's not the Lakers and the T-Wolves. I don't think either one of those teams really knows. They're just out there playing and having a good time and competing and okay, but no feel for me on that game, folks. So let's do this. Let's do the Bucks on the money line and that game to go over 226.5. Why don't we buy a point and a half and get that over 225? A Bucks money line parlay, Bucks money line in a parlay with the Bucks Pacers game being played in Milwaukee. Let's do this. Bucks money line, the game to go over 226.5. I'm going to buy that down to 225. That's a plus 164 in most sports books. So let's do that. If you want to do like a same game teaser with that, a 4-point teaser, which is even money, then we'll take the Bucks from minus 4.5 to minus half a point, which is basically like a money line, and the game to go over 225.5. That's even money if you want to do that way. All right, let's take a look at the NHL. We've been pretty hot this week in the NHL, and we're going to continue that trend. All of the NHL Stanley Cup playoff games can be seen on TBS or True TV or Max. So let's do this. At 1 Eastern time, let's take the Winnipeg Jets to bounce back from their loss at St. Louis the other night. The Jets to win and take a 3-1 series lead. The Jets are minus 135 against the Blues today. All right, at 3:30 Eastern time, the Hurricanes and the Devils. Listen, all three of their previous games have gone under. All of them gone under 5.5 goals. Let's continue to ride that wave. I believe that Game 4 today in New Jersey is also going to go under 5.5. No play on the side, but I like that game going under again. Hurricanes at the Devils, under 5.5 goals. At 6:30 Eastern time, a game between the Montreal Canadiens playing host to the Washington Capitals. In this game, I like the Canadiens to even the series at 2 apiece. They won Game 3, but they desperately needed to win and looked good doing it. I believe they doubled the Capitals at 6-3 in that game. I think the Canadiens will win again today and tie that series at 2, and then we'll talk about the rest of that series as it plays out. But Canadiens minus 105 on the money line. And at 9:30 Eastern time, a game between the Oilers at home against the LA Kings. I like the Oilers at home. And there are two things that I really want to play in this game. One, the Oilers at minus 135 to beat the Kings. And separately, I really like that game going over 6.5 goals. We're going to ride that wave because this series has been nothing but goal scoring, and it's going to continue today too, folks. So let's do that. Oilers minus 135 to beat the Kings. Even that series at 2 apiece. The Kings are not a very good team on the road, and I like the way the Oilers are playing. And we really like if you said, well, I want to play one of those items over the other, but maybe not both in the same game. Okay, I would go over the 6.5 goals. But I do believe that the Oilers are going to beat the Kings again tonight, and even that series at 2 games apiece. Okay, well, that's it for Sunday, April 27th, 2025. Good luck, and let's go win some money today. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.